And hello, LinkedIn. I have chosen to spend some time today introducing myself to you, choosing the ballpark of all places, one of those places that I think is stable for a lot of us here in the United States who have come up in various situations, no matter what it may be, to have friends or just family that have always been involved in sports and recreations and parks and getting out and getting some fresh air and being able to breathe and being able to get away from all the studying and all the crazy madness of social stuff to enjoy the simple parts of well being social. If you think about what sports is, the competitiveness is amazing, and I think that's a great point in everything that I'm looking at right now is the competitiveness of what's going on out here in the business world of trying to become somebody, to build a brand, to build an image, to become more, to make yourself stand out. It's a competition of sorts, but is it really when you think about it? When I think about what I'm doing right now, this video is for content creation. Simply enough, my creativity and being able to deliver user generated content where I am helping others in other places to be able to network, socialize, make things happen. I also realized, well, hey, I can turn this into making myself a little bit more profitable and also get my name out there in some other ways and get the brands that I'm working on a little bit more attention sooner than later if I start doing this right. Because the way I see it, this can be fun and it's a way for people to connect to me, to see who I am in the background, to get a little bit more of a basis on where things have come from and where they're going. So trust me, you're gonna get a lot more of that of me as things go forward in time. But for right now, I just wanted to really say hello to all of you in LinkedIn because I feel that it's an overlooked community when we're talking about social media and video content and being able to market things to get people to see where you have go-getters, those driven, those motivated, those inspired to do, and it's exactly what I'm focused on. Like I said, I have some other places where I'm working on this stuff for a reason. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to make sure I'm focused, sharp, because it's not just about trying to get your attention on camera to be marketable. It's also being able to be a true motivator. I see myself somebody who is building himself in this image to be a better motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, be a career coach, to be a life coach in some way for people going through things that I've gone through in life and seeing where I can transition, do more stuff like this to relax, see my self-worth, see what it is that I am passionate about, where my ambitions won't stop when it comes to achieving. Well, that's why we're sitting here doing this right now. So I'm not gonna get lost in all the madness because I can pull on so many different things in trying to start this off. But to kickstart this, I do want to do what I can to use my energy, use my creativity, use my genius in some ways to make this something appealing and to be able to help others get somewhere in what they're doing. So if you feel that you might not be able to sit in front of the camera and do what it is that I'm doing right now, then let me help in your ventures. Let me help you expand yourself. In the meantime, you can help me by well showing that I'm building my portfolio, building a social network. I'm getting a following, and my following isn't just me saying that I have this many people looking at what I do. No, I want true supporters. I want people that are actually gonna see what I'm talking about and make it happen. So, from what I know in all of this, in content creation, especially UGC, user-generated content, is you have to have a call to action for people. So that is my call, biggest of all, most large, most profound of all. Help each other and see where you have people like myself that are out here trying to help do, because I've been one of those people that's been overlooked on LinkedIn for what my resume can do and what my talents can do, because well you have all these who knows how many people in the world being looked at in the same spot. So what can I do to make myself different? Well, maybe it's time for me to step out of trying to do that other stuff that's on my resume, as you can go look at. I don't have to sit and tell you about it right now, it's there, but I know how to use it and I know what I can do with it in this atmosphere, looking at I'm achieving in the moment. So if you have your own brand that you may want to get out there through me, please reach out. Let me know. I have a whole range of things right now that I can really use. Let's talk about this setup. I have a simple Wayoki or a Wayoshi, I don't know however I'm supposed to say it, camera, but I tried to say it properly. It was $50.99 on Amazon. I'd say it's got amazing video quality for its price, for its components. Doesn't much have anything for a zoom, but for what I'm using it for in this context, I think it works just fine. The only thing I may need to get is this volume situated, worked out with the mic that I'm pointing at. You can't really see, but I might put a picture on later in time, redo this video in some ways and point out the mic, or I might do another video and say, oh, here's the infamous mic. I was trying to think of the word. I was going to say illustrious, but it's not really illustrious. It's more so infamous. The mic that might not sound as good as I want it to sound, or it picks up background noise that I don't need it to. And seeing what other people are doing out here in video content, UGC, I get the need to know where you can get something to make a start if you're just starting out, or I mean, that's where I'm at. I shouldn't have said or there, but go back a little bit. That's where I'm at, and seeing that some of you are just thinking about how to pick up something that's going to be worthwhile. Say not a bad camera for starters. I wouldn't say this is professional, but it's not bad for a start, and if I add some components, I might make it better. Now, as things grow, that's where the or was coming in. Finding somebody that sees my ambition and wants to be able to have this more pristine and clear. Simple sponsorship in the form of sending me a camcorder to evaluate, to market in some ways, to review, critique. I think it does you some good, does me some favors, and moves us both ahead, because in anything that I say, good or bad, you will see what it is that me being on this side of doing both the producing and the performing, I get to see many aspects of what it is that I'm looking for, trying to make this more. And those of you who are trying to get your product out there, hey, you have somebody who can really tell you what to look at if you want to get it improved. So I don't want to boister on and on. I know you got other stuff to do, but as for what the potentials are of what I can sit and I can work on, just simply talking about, evaluating, connecting to, just telling my thoughts on, or if you really want me to just all out market or something and advertise, then I have a wide range of things that I'm into in life, and I would love to use my energies to have more fun looking at this stuff. So you want me to list a few things? I'm not going to go forever, but here's a few things. If you've got it and you know you're interested to see what somebody thinks, or just have conversations and think about where your ideas may go, it could be as simple as us doing a live cast with each other and having this conversation. I also want to get into live casting. I have some other people who are very ecstatic about that, and we want to see that turn into more, being able to have these social flockings, these social gatherings where we pick a topic, pick an idea, pick a theme, and we just let loose from different perspectives of different people who are doing things to see what comes out of it. So let me get back to the various other things that are going on, where if you've got something you want to help brand, or you want help with branding, I'm right here. I know others. So I kind of brought that up because I'm looking at live casting and podcasting and a platform to put that on where I can do a few different things, because I am one on the metaverse and I see what I can do in various ways. So I'm intrigued right now, very intrigued as to where it is that things can go with others connected, as opposed to me going and sit and figure out how to code that. So back to where I was, live casting, podcasting on the list. I love surfing. I love surfing. If you're a surfing company and you want a brother out there to show what it is that's going on another level for the diversity spectrum of things, please hit me up. But if you're just passionate about surfing and you see somebody like me and you're like, dude, you look chill as could be, I would love to sit down and talk with you, then for sure hit me up. E-bikes. I'm huge on e-bikes. I love e-bikes. Love e-bikes. I have an e-bike-ling. Shouts to e-bike-ling for what you've done. I love your hubs. They're amazing. I can't wait to make my next bike. I've made 2. I'm on version 2, and version 2 isn't going to be quite done. It's going to get developed. Version 1 is going to get still yet developed, but I knew when I go to version 3, the 3 different versions are for different reasons, and I can't wait to show that off in my own shop soon enough. But anybody out there who loves the e-bikes and has a product that they are trying to get attention on, and whatever may be going on in the situation of e-bikes, please, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's make something happen. Fashion, love clothes, love clothes. As a male, I love clothes because, well, they speak for me and they cover my body and they keep me warm. The winter is on the way. We're in the fall regions now. Clothing is very much critical in these times. So, fashion, love it. Have some others working on things in the fashion side as well. Want to see where that goes. Whew, we have an endless list, but I'm trying to keep it simple. Yeah, have some fun and show you my personality. I don't want to dig too much into being, let me go down this long list of everything really, really fast. Let me show you what it is that personality is, and maybe you might figure out something that you're like, hey, what you were saying, what do you think about this? Fashion, apparel, multiple somethings that come out of the word fashion alone. Just to move back into something to move ahead, because, well, I can't say shoes, that's fashion. So I'm stuck. Or I'm just kind of digging into that a little bit more of how far things go. I'm looking down at my clothes, I'm looking down at my body, and I'm like, well, skincare, healthcare, nail care. Did I say hair care? Skin, hair, nails, definitely important. Even as a male, I don't care what's going on in today's world. I think people understand more, us as males, no matter what your sexual preference is, being able to take care of yourself, to look good, feel good, it's just what you do. It's what you do. Me personally, I have a lady to be in my life, and I want to make sure that I look good for her and make her see the most amazing and wonderful me as possible. So, for sure, those parts, you got them. Let's talk. Let's see what you might have that might help me do more. As a male, also clones. If you have a very unique clone that you haven't gotten any notice on, definitely hit me up. Let me know. I'd help out for sure. These things I could use more backpacks for sure. Various types, various reaches, coolers, thermoses or thermal cups. I like those. Those are useful if you want branding and just want me to hold them while I'm talking. Something that works for you. I'm trying to give you small ideas in the process of what you can do to help yourself get out there by just putting something in my hand. Put it in my hand. I want to say one of the most fun part of my life right now is mixology. I love crafting. I love what that social infrastructure is. So if you're in crafting, if you're in mixology, bartending, even in the restaurant industry, and you see something in me that can help you, let's talk. I can sit down and review your food, critique what I feel of your atmosphere and environment, or just walk in and have a conversation with you to show people you communicating, interacting, to get you more notice that you actually care. Spend time with somebody so you also get a little focus. Possibilities are endless. I don't want to keep ranting. I feel like I've been out here long enough already, but at the same time, I came out to the park to make a video. So what's the point of me rushing to present something to you in my introduction of trying to show you the layers of where my thoughts are, the depth of my person? I haven't even dug into all of the bits and pieces. I'm trying to do as much as fast as possible off the top of my head, unscripted. So I hope somebody out there can appreciate my energy, my focus, my drive, staying away from the ums, ers, ands all the time, and being able to sit here for a few minutes, connect with you, let you know what I have going on, and work to do more. So in that right now, what I can say is, looking at this thing here, I do need more stuff to be able to do this and do it effectively, in the form of batteries for my little bitty camera here. Can't even remember the voltage. I'll put it on my page later on or underneath the video if once I get home and I take the battery out, don't you know what the voltage is? You got batteries you want reviewed because you're trying to get more than just being out here competitive. You have a good microphone that you think would help in a situation like this where I have a helicopter over my head taking over the atmosphere. Let me know. Lighting, whatever it may be, I'm all for it as I'm trying to get into studio space. But right now, I do want to get out. I want to be and I want to show where my experience comes from in different ways without having to do it directly, because not everybody would sit and make a video being at the ballpark unless they had something connected to the ballpark, or they just thought it was really cool and they always just wanted to know what the field was like. For me, I used to play baseball. I used to play sports. I miss those days when I was younger because it was a way to get to socialize, connect, and see things happen without having to try. But now, being grown up and having to take care of business and trying to work and having a family and making this stuff a career, I gotta try. I gotta try. So here's me trying. I hope it did something. I hope my goofiness and my dorkiness and not being totally on point, it helps you see that I'm a person and I just want to have fun at this more so than anything else. I'm tired of the trying to influence. I want to connect and get to know. I need others who are driven and passionate and very much forward thinking and just want to spend some time having some conversations to see what can be collaborated on over thinking everything is supposed to go one way or another, because that's the diverse aspect of it. You never know what you're going to get from a conversation with somebody, or what you may get from spending a few moments listening to somebody tell you about what's going on in their life. It's startup of things. So more to come. Definitely want to help bring more of the marketing, promotions, and advertising to LinkedIn, because I think it's overlooked. That goes back to the start of what this whole thing was and all of my ins and outs and my little tangents back to where this started in me saying, hi, LinkedIn, I'm doing this one for you today because I see where there's some other people who don't see what can be done in a community like LinkedIn, professionally speaking, getting yourself together and motivated to see what other people have been trying to make happen. And I want to do it. Let me do it. Let me help. Put me on. Put some time into yourself just by talking to somebody like me for a few minutes about something other than the mundane and typical in what you use LinkedIn for. Have some conversations to open up doors for yourself. Otherwise, you'll be kicking yourself in the butt when you have to be on hold later on because somebody else took off and now you want to pick up the phone or pick up an email, or you want to talk to somebody because they've gotten notoriety from all over the place and they seem so on top of everything to you in that moment, but you missed out on what you had an opportunity to help make happen so that you would have gotten a little bit of recognition more. That's what I've seen going on, and I'm out here finding other people that are making it happen. So that's why I'm saying it. I'm not just trying to be like I'm a know-it-all and pompous and throw stuff in your face like, well, you're lost. But you got to remember, if you want to put people on hold for what you're doing while you're doing, that is your loss later on when somebody else is like, I got to put you on hold now for what I've got to do for me and some other people that have already helped me get started in what I'm doing. And there's some others that we are focused on helping get started. So take that as food for thought. And what you're going to do next, I hope that I am nothing more than inspirational and motivational. They'll challenge you to think a little bit differently, see things a little bit differently, and you want to connect and make things happen, collaborate, have fun, be passionate, be artful, be creative, because it's time that we take back the power of what all this technology is, and we get to do what we really want with it instead of people trying to tell us how we should live out our lives. We can do it ourselves. We can show what it is, and I'm one of those doing it, and it's amazing. I'm mind blown that this is something that I get to call doing part of my professional path now. So best to you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Connect with you soon.